So strap in and get ready.
The leaders in AFL Supercoach are incoming, helping you win your leagues and climb up the rankings.
You're now listening to the Insight AFL Show with your hosts, Big Horse and Skiddy.
G'day and welcome to the Inside AFL Show. I'm your host, the Supercoach Horse, and with me, fresh off the back of an Atlanta Hawks preview for your NBA season, Skiddy, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you very much, Horse. Yes, Atlanta Hawks just coming off of tonight, and good to have that back. Got Brooklyn and Boston coming up as well soon, but that doesn't mean that I am any less of footy because I am still locked in with footy with you, Big Horse. Good to see you.
Sir. Thank you. Likewise, mate. How's the team looking at the moment for this round? Because there's a lot of injuries, not just with one specific footy club, but yeah.
Oh, it is absolutely FUCKED. God, my God. And then, old mate Harry Sheasel, the She's God, he decides to go down and get the left high ankle sprain or syndesmosis. So that is not good for anybody that has the She's.
Straight off the top of the show, do you reckon he's done for the year?
I think so. Don't risk it.
Yep. I'd be saying him as well.
Also, g'day all you beautiful bastards in the chat. Love to see you all.
Absolutely, mate. And we will get to their questions throughout the show, if not at the end. But as we do at the start of every episode, we're into the squeeze of the week.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, squeeze of the week is now open for another week. And if you are new to the show, all you have to do to be a part of the squeeze of the week is you just put into the chat, into the YouTube chat or into the chat in the Discord. We have a subsection for it. You just put who you think is going to score the highest individual score for Supercoach in round 23. For example, I'm going our man, Triple X, X-rated, X-Spectrum, Tristan Cherry, 170. No English, no Spanish, no Turkish. Doesn't matter. X is still scoring 170. So that's where I go. I'm now in with a chance to win a prize pack from the standard squeeze. That's all you have to do. Last week's winner, Toby, he guessed Tristan Cherry with 172. He was closest to X's 185. That's all you have to do. Horse, who are you going for squeeze of the week this week?
Well, I put it in the chat a couple of days ago, X-Xylophone with 200. Oh, not 200, sorry, 175. But I saw the Bont 200 there. That's why I said that. I'm going to go left field because I've been going a bit left field with my choices lately. Some have hit, some haven't. But at home against Melbourne, Noah Anderson, 172.
Oh, I like it. I really like that because as we've seen before, that's the good thing about Squeeze of the Week. There's no wrong answers because we've seen guys like Bodie Uland get Squeeze of the Week. We've seen Errol get it. We've seen Luke Ryan get it. Anyone can get it. That's the beauty of the squeeze of the week.
And Deadly, you know who hasn't won it? Ben Keys. So I've got one up on you, mate.
He still did enough to kick your ass last week. Also,
didn't he? Actually, I've got some news for you later in the show. We might be doubling up. So,
that's
anyway,
right,
ladies and gentlemen.
Corey's right. Matty Roberts got it one fucking week.
He did. Now, you've got till the end of the show if you want to comment on YouTube or jump in our Discord. If you're in our Discord, you've got until the first bounce in the first game between Essendon and Sydney to get your choices in. You will win a prize pack. Thanks to the guys at the Standard Squeeze if you do pick the correct player and the closest score. Mate, I think we're going to get straight into some injuries because there's a fair bit going on this week. So let's get into it. Now, mate, what we're going to do is we're going to get into some Supercoach relevant players, whether they're relevant, the actual player, or whether they're relevant for the team. Some key players who are coming back in, and then we have a special list afterwards. So, mate, Harry Sheasel, as we said at the top of the show, he was quoted on SEN to say that he is done for this week at least, potentially the year.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a shocking thing to see, but H has always been really, really good and up front, and that's just how good he is when he's on the radio like that. So yeah, I think it's going to be best for him just to ice it, take it easy. I mean, it'd be nice for our Supercoach teams if he didn't, but health comes first, especially for such a young superstar.
Yep.
Clayton Oliver, of course, he has now got a season-ending PCL injury, which can also lead into the hand surgery that he's looked like he's desperately needed for probably about 3 months now.
6.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. He's now done for the rest of the year for the Ds. But now we're hearing as well is why I've gone Tristan Cherry for the squeeze of the week. No Tim English this week, Horse.
No Tim English this week and potentially not next week either. So he has got a moderate grade ligament injury and he may... No, jeez. Well, there's new reports out that he may sign or may come out in public and sign a 5-year extension with the Dogs.
As soon as this weekend.
Yes. Hawthorn coach Sam Mitchell has come out and said that Will Day will play this weekend after being precautionarily subbed out last week. Sean Darcy is only a 50-50 to return this week for those of you with Luke Jackson. He has not done any training yet this week to rest his knee, and Fremantle are just going to see how he gets through their main training tomorrow. Josh Tracy, the big kahuna, more unlikely than likely to return this week. Poor bloke. Tex Walker will miss this weekend's game. I'd say he'll miss next week as well, given that he suffered a poke in the eye last week. But not just any old poke in the eye. He's got a tear in his retina and he's already undergone laser surgery to fix that. So that will be him done. And Sam DeConing, mate, Geelong's big back, has had surgery on his sore knee and is unlikely to play until finals.
You don't see many players that, especially at that size, that are going to go in for surgery on their knee that's then able to play. Like, they don't rule that completely. Like, finals could be 6 weeks. So surely they just rule him out straight away. But well, it is what it is. Mitch Georgiades will be tested later this week to determine if he can overcome the quad issue that he had. Marcus Windy Hager, he's now undergone hamstring surgery after re-aggravating it last week, which is no good for one of the best taggers in the league, and his season is done. Much like the Saints. Mateus the Pooh Philippou, he is a test to return this week also, so interesting there for the Pooh. After his late withdrawal last weekend, which spiraled a lot of teams. And then Hawthorn's new recruit, Tom Barras, he failed a fitness test last week, and now he should be, he's now a test, with hamstring tightness this week, Horse.
I think he returns.
Man, you reckon he returns?
Yep.
Just to give the old, to all the Eagles fans, as he's on his way with all the cash to go to Hawthorn.
That's right.
And then our man, our favourite player, Horse's favourite player, Campbell Chesser, was ruled out of the WAFL last week with groin soreness and is likely to return to the WAFL.
Yep, the Div 5 Rezzies in the Waffle Amateurs competition played out in the middle of nowhere. Now, key Supercoach players who are expected to return this week are Took Miller. We're waiting to see. And if he plays, I think you'll see him play more of an outside role. Matt Rowe's been good the last couple of weeks. The Diddley and Noah Anderson. You're giving me the eyes.
Sorry, you mean Matt Rowe?
Oh, that guy. Sorry. I was talking about his long-lost third cousin. Sorry. That guy. So he's been playing well inside. So I would expect Took to play more of an outside role this week. Kieran Briggs, he's expected to return from his shoulder injury. Stephen Canilio is expected to return also. You can chuck Josh Kelly in there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say.
CJ, he's from Hawthorn, expected to return. He was a late withdrawal because of his calf. Georgie Wardlaw.
Say his whole name.
Whose?
Say CJ's whole name from Hawthorn.
I have to find it. I don't have it in front of me. Before the end of the show, someone's got to want me to say it.
Changoth Jath.
Yeah, him. George Wardlaw will be back. He's back by all reports. Zach Fisher. Is he back?
Yes, it looks like Zach Fisher will be back, and he'll probably just take. Actually, no, he'll probably take Darcy Tucker's role, which then will force Tucker up to a wing. Then that would then force someone to move forward. So there will be an option for Gats for someone at North Melbourne to be able to. Actually, they're playing the Dogs. We're screwed. Nah, don't worry about it. Carry on. Harry Edwards.
Harry Edwards. Yeah. He'll be back from his concussion, and he's been playing quite well down back for the Eagles. So
yeah, absolutely.
There we have that. Now, that's not all.
Mm-hmm.
The Carlton Footy Club have a shit ton of injuries. As you can count there, they have 17 players on their injury list, and we're going to go through all of them just because they like to give us flagged on supporters a little bit of grief. So I wish I could spend an hour on this, but I'm not going to. Jack Silvani, knee. Chera, hammy. Fogarty, collarbone. Mackay, he's done for 1 to 2 weeks. De Koning, done for the year. Orazio Fantasia, he could have got a game this week, but his calf is apparently stuffed. Sam Doherty, knee. Jack Martin, pig string again. Caleb Marchbank, concussion. Another 1 to 2 weeks. Hate to see it for him. David Cunningham, he's done for the year with his shoulder. Charlie Curnow, he's been terrible the last couple of weeks. He's done for perhaps the year. Matthew Carroll, groin injury, indefinite. Jordan Boyd, adductor. He's done for the home and away season, so you'd think that'd be the rest of the year. Sam Durden, calf, 4 to 6. Adam Sard, pig string, 1 to 2. Hudson O'Keefe, 3 to 4. Matt Cottrell, shoulder, season. And Skiddy, what do you say to all of that? That's unbelievable, isn't it? We've got like 25, 26 players to choose from this week.
What a shame that is. Couldn't have happened to a worse team, in all honesty, Horse. So we'll see how they come up against the Eagles in WA, Horse. That's gonna be a great game,
isn't it?
But Horse,
anyway,
I've actually got a little one as well, because I've got a little bit of news.
It's time for some news from around the league.
Yes, Horse, because we can't just sit here and laugh at Carlton all night as much as we'd like to, but also too a little bit of news coming out of the Melbourne Demons, Horse.
Oh, talk to me.
So did you see during the week, Max Gawn, he said that he is going to try and play out the rest of the season as much as he can because, in quotes to Max, you can't turn off culture, right, at the club. Right. Since he said that, Horse, Christian Petrarca is now considering retiring because his TikTok is taking off and he wants to become a chef. Clayton Oliver is now done for the year with his PCL, ribs, hand surgery, and withdrawals. Alex Neil-Bullen is now requesting a trade back home to South Australia. Frothies May now is done for the year and will likely try and get his 3-pass super pass back up at the Gold Coast. And Jake Bowie will be requesting a trade to an Irish Gaelic football club because the Melbourne sun is too hot. What a shame. What a shame for the Demons.
I rate that. For those of you that don't know how this works behind the scenes, normally I'm the one that presses the buttons and we've got the content on our running sheet, but Skiddy's just come off with that off the bat. So I love that. Rate it.
Feeling nice tonight, Horse. Let's get stuck into some games. What do you reckon?
Do you know who else will appreciate it? The people at the Standard Squeeze. Are you sick of breaking glass bottles, your beer going warm, or your coffee going cold? The Standard Squeeze have everything you need to drink responsibly, but also conveniently. The Standard Squeeze products are made from food-grade quality plastic, so you can measure the perfect pour each time. Go to this website, thestandardsqueeze.com, and use the code IFS15 to get yourself 15% off everything in store. Now, the cups. They are named after 4 of our beautiful people in the Discord because they had all the clues lined up last week.
Yes,
they are Deadly, Kizza, Mick Higginson, and Corey.
Corey, that's correct. Yes,
we've got to come up with we've got to come up with a groovy name for them. So excuse us at the moment.
Yeah, they're very. Yeah, we had to come up with that. But yeah, let's crack on. If you'd like to be part of the Cups, all you have to do is put it in the chat before we say what the before the matchup, who it is. So, for instance, Essendon Sydney has to be a player that has played for both Essendon and Sydney at least one game. And doesn't matter how many games, how crap they did, how well they did in their career. There's clues in the Discord if you'd like to be a part of it. If you get them all right, then you keep on carrying on and you can win some cool stuff and some cool prizes. But Horse, we do have the first game of the round. Marvel Stadium Friday night, and that is between the Bombers and the Swannies. And the clue in this one, Horse, was that his podcast has been nominated for awards. Don't think he's won anything.
You and I haven't played AFL before yet, though.
No, but we've beaten players that have played AFL, and that's what's more important.
Absolutely. And in here, I'm the best player to ever walk God's green earth. But
I mean, you played with Scott Pendlebury. I mean, you basically restored his career, Horse.
He was much better than I. Let me give you the hot tip. But, well, I was barely making it into a 44-man squad while he was just strutting his stuff, mate. But
didn't Josh Dunkley kick you out of the side?
Yes, and he was only like 14 too at the time, 15.
It's all right. He's a freak. Who cares?
Yeah. So this bloke wore number 20 at both Essendon and Sydney.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so it's not Craig Bird.
No, it's not Craig Bird, but we do have someone that has got it on the nose, and that is Ian Johnson nailing with Ted Richards Cup. Horse, I'm not going to lie to you, I've never listened to his podcast because it's about finance or something. I don't really care. But either way, congrats to Teddy. He's obviously a Hall of Famer at the Swans.
Yeah. Hey, are the clues in order in the Discord, yes or no?
No, I did. No, I have them in order in the in my notes, and then I changed them to make it a bit more difficult.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I wouldn't make it that easy. But let's go into the Swannies, Horse, because I know that you want to talk about the Bombers because you're going to try and rile them up to get them over the line this week. For the Swans, Chad Warner, 164, just a lazy 164 last week, 33 touches, only 466K. Does like the matchup here against Essendon. I feel like this could be a very, very good week for the bleached arsehole. Heaney, 144 last week. Let's be honest here, he got kissed on the dick by Scaling, but that's fine. We'll take an 80 point last quarter.
80 Supercoach points in the last quarter, yeah.
Cheeky. So let's hope for another 80 in every quarter. That'd be great. Errol Goulden, he was down last week, and if he didn't kick that match-winning goal, 75 could have been a 50. Don't like that. Grundy, if there's no Goldie, I really like the matchup for Grundy if he's going to go up against Nick Bryan. Nick Bryan's on his way up, but I feel like Grundy's just going to be able to outsmart him. Although...
I reckon there's a chance Grundy he'll miss.
I could also see that as well.
He's got a broken nose. I reckon they give him a week.
He does, but they've also said that they would rather not have Pete Laddams play.
I don't think anyone would want Pete Laddams playing.
So who's the other option?
I think they play one short over playing with Peter Laddams.
The
only senior game that Peter Laddams has played this year, they lost by 112 points.
Correct. They may just play our favourite man, Hayden McLean, in the ruck, and he won't have to worry about trying to kick a goal from 15 metres out directly in front.
I would much rather McLean in the ruck than Laddams, yep.
Of course you would. You'd bloody go for Essendon. And the Lizard, way too inconsistent, Horse, but you talk to me about the Bombers.
There's not much to talk about, really, but Jai Caldwell did sign on for another 4 years today.
Yeah, look. Hey, Essendon have made a lot of bad decisions. That is a bloody good one.
Yep, rate it. Zach Merritt, 145 last week from 32 touches. He will win Essendon's best and fairest by an absolute street, and Jai Caldwell will be runners-up.
You reckon?
Speaking about Jai, yep, I think so.
I thought Ben Mackay was an odds-on favourite. Oh, sorry, Horse. Jaden Laverde is an odds-on favourite.
Jaden Laverde's got more chance of selling himself as a laxative than what he does polling a vote, mate. Now, Jai Caldwell, only 55 last week, but he will be better this week, ladies and gentlemen. I got Durham as well. He's been really good too. Nick Martin, 130 last week, and has been training with the Fords this week. So that's interesting. For your Gats at home, I do like Nick Martin 2 or 3 goals this week against Sydney at Etihad or at Marvel Stadium inside.
Horse.
Really,
you want another? So yeah, I really like that as well. And to back up with what you're saying, the times that Nick Martin has played over, I think it's over 65 or 70% game time forward, he's kicked 2 goals or more in 3 out of the 4 games.
Yeah, and something else I like, Dyson Heppel. I believe they're going to give him a send-off game this week because our last game next week is against Brisbane, and we'll probably get smashed like we did against GWS in the last game last year up there. I reckon he might be a sneaky chance to kick a goal this week.
Heppel?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down with that, Horse. I just want to quickly say as well, while we've got a couple of minutes, what do you think about Nick Cox getting knocked out by the oxygen in the air?
Apparently, it was from. They didn't show it, but it was from someone's hand that hit him after that.
So as he was falling down.
Yeah. So after that incident, as he was falling down, he got smacked in
So
the
you
face
just
with someone's hands.
couldn't just see it from either of the camera angles, basically.
I don't know. I didn't see it, but I was reading about it today. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, that's better than whatever the bullshit that Kane Corns thought he was going on about. But oh well, it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, flagged on. It was his own hand. There you go.
Oh, it's his own hand. Oh, concussion.
We breed them special at this one.
I'll tell you what. Tell me anything. Like, tell me something that's more Essendon. Like, just a bloke knocked himself out with his own hand. Ah, brilliant. Let's get your tips in for the Gold Coast versus Melbourne Cup game. Horse, I'm really interested in this game, right? And I think it's because I'm very, very intrigued with how much damage the Gold Coast mids can go to do without Christian Petrarca and Clayton Oliver in there. It's going to be Jack Viney pretty much by himself.
I really like Gold Coast by plus 40 in this game.
I would too. I'm going to go the total points under just because I don't think Melbourne can score, but I still trust trust Lever to be able to do enough of a job, I feel like. But I do like Gold Coast.
How does Lever play without May?
Oh, yes. Oh, it's people's first, isn't it? Oh, no, no. All right, no. Yeah, let's go Suns by a bit.
Yeah.
I like that too. Yep. So we've gone for the Cup. Corey says it's Harley Bennell. It is not Harley Bennell. It's actually his brother is still playing in the AFL, and it's Cade Kolajasny. Obviously, his twin brother Jake still plays for Geelong.
If Ian Johnson has spelt that surname right, he gets an extra point.
He has spelled it right.
Has he?
Yeah, he's definitely spelled that right, I think.
Wow.
Yep, Deadly's also spelled it the same way.
Yeah,
so Ian's got it.
It must be right. Yep.
Well, he's obviously searched it up.
He's 3 for 2. Well done.
Play on.
To start off with, my early pick for VC and my squeeze of the week this week is Noah Anderson. No Petrarca, no Oliver means big things for Anderson this week. He's my VC option. Averages over 130 at home. Alex Neil-Bullen, he's come out midweek and said he's going back to Adelaide.
Yep.
I don't think he does the job on Noah Anderson. I can see him more going to the Diddley.
Yep.
He's only priced at 491k.
Oh, interesting, isn't it?
That's really cheap.
Yeah. For a man that can go 150 on the dailies, that's bloody cheap.
If
Noah.
you've got trades,
like
you're bringing him in. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. The Diddley Sam Flanders been down the last 2 weeks, but he's still over 90 every single game this year. So who cares? That's not too bad. I still do agree with you on that. And then our man Horse, would you do the honors? You let me do Massimo last on the recap show, please. I invite you to do our man.
I'm a bit chuffed. Matt Rao.
Yes. Brilliant horse. Oh. It feels good, doesn't it?
I felt a little bit of enlargement going on. It felt good.
It feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. Like, it gets you up and about. So Matt Rao. 2 tons in his last 2. Coincidentally, intertwining with Sam Flanders not getting any tons. So,
oof.
What do you say there, Horse?
There's a big one on there.
Yeah, and then we've got to make it a little bit more difficult because we're throwing Tuk Tuk back into the situation. So how do you think that's going to go?
I reckon Tuk Tuk may end up being the sub this week.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting call. I don't mind it at all, in all honesty.
Yeah. Well, if he starts the game, I think he gets subbed.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's been the captain of the footy club, so I should fix up my comments there. I think he'll be subbed. I don't think he'll start as a sub, but he hasn't played any footy for 5 weeks. He'll be straight into the side. They'll be short of a run. They're playing at People's First Stadium. They'll smash Melbourne. They'll try and get 3/4 into him, and then he'll finish.
Yep. Hot, humid weather as well. It obviously does do a little bit on someone that's not completely conditioned for it. So Yeah, maybe he was right to go last week. We don't know. But get your tips in for the GWS Frio
That's
Cup
right.
as well, lads. D's, Horse, do we have anything to look forward to aside from the name Max Gawn?
One other player.
Oh, he's found one. Interesting.
I've found one. Trent Rivers, I think, gets a big bump now that
Like it.
Oliver and Petrarca are done. They've got
Yep,
to
it.
have some class inside. They've got Viney, who's the inside bull. Trent Rivers is a really good user of the ball. I think it'll be Rivers, it'll be Neil Bullen, and it'll be Viney, their starting midfield. They'll run Cozzy Pickett through there.
Yeah.
And then they really start to fall away. So I think Trent Rivers is the pick of the Melbourne midfielders for me this week.
Yep, I can say that. But I agree with you big time that Cozzy Pickett will probably be the one that would go into there a bit more as well. But let's not forget, like, we can sit here and say, hey, we think that the Suns are going to smash the D's, which is a good chance. But they still have Max Gawn, right? Max Gawn can win every single hit out every single time and still give the D's midfielders first shot at the ball, even though they might not be the best, better than the Giants midfielders. So there is that to be watching out for as well, Horse. So, yep, bang on.
Do you know what else we need to watch out for?
Oh, what do we got? Oh, wait, I said Giants, which means it's Winnie Blues, which means we got to look out for Ryan from Astute Newstead.
It's Ryan from Astute Newstead. It is. Are your rates above 6.2%? Want to buy a home? Maybe you want to refinance or renovate. Or maybe you just want to save some money like the rest of us. Then reach out to Ryan at Astute Newstead for an obligation and cost-free inquiry. He's linked tree in the description below. Trees in the chat. Use the code INSIGHT. Mention the code INSIGHT. Text him the code INSIGHT. And just tell him the boys at INSIGHT sent you. And he'll look after you cost-free.
If you really want to get on his good side, text him how good Ben Keys is. And I guarantee you he'll look after you just that little extra bit better. Even though he already looks after you 100%, he'll do the 101% if you tell him how good Keyser is.
And then remind him that since we made that bet, Whitfield is averaging 122.3 Supercoach points per game.
Yep. It's a good way to be able to do it. And our man Deadly loves Ben Keys. So for the cup this week, Horse, for this game, sorry. It was actually, the clue was he went 100% strike rate for goal during a year in this one. And it was actually in his first year at the GWS Giants. He kicked 1 goal, 0 in one game after playing, I think it was 40% game time. And it was actually a very, very good man under Cam McCarthy. So definitely naming the cup after Cam McCarthy. And God
absolutely. Bless him.
If you can, absolutely, Horse, if you can crack on in to the Giants.
Yep. And given that this is the Cam McCarthy Cup, normally do it at the end, but ladies and gentlemen, it is not weak to speak, and it is okay not to be okay. So if you're not feeling well, if you've got those intrusive thoughts going on, please speak up, reach out to someone. Skiddy and I, our inbox is always open. Please reach out to someone. Yep. Now, in honor of Cam McCarthy, it is GWS versus Freo, and I reckon this is going to be a cracker game, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Toby Green, 32 Supercoach points from 4 touches last week. That would be his worst output ever since debuting in the AFL. He will be much better this week, won't he?
Yep, absolutely, mate. I can 100% agree with you on that. Just as I can agree with you of how bloody good Winnie Blues has been. Geez, he is going down like a fine cigarette after sex, Horse, because he's just getting better and better. And, I'm expecting him to probably go pretty well here against the Giants. Against the Dockers. And they're going up against the high-pressure zone defense of the Dockers. So I really like it for Winnie Blues this week. But I'm really going to be fascinated by this midfield battle, Horse, because if there's no Darcy, right, and it's Jackson going up against Briggs, that's obviously athleticism versus brute strength. And then we've got probably, we could have the Giants midfield back in full against the gun Freo midfield. This is a delicious game. How do you see Tom Green going into this?
I reckon this is going to be an absolute beast of a battle. Tom Green versus Hayden Young. So you've got someone who's really tough and good on the inside, using the ball as an inside midfielder. But then you've got someone like Hayden Young who can tackle like crazy, but also get on the outside and has a lethal left foot. So
Yeah.
I reckon this is going to be an absolute cracker game, mate. But with our man Winnie Blues, Lockie Whitfield, he's a sneaky VC option too, mate.
Oh, you actually reckon you're that confident in him?
Oh, well, tell me who Freo are going to match up on him. And then Freo's press.
Sammy Swit or Frederick?
Yep. And Freo's press that they play, they push right back.
Correct.
So, like up to almost halfway. Their team defense is really good, and the points scored against them per week is really, like, I reckon they're top 4 in the AFL for best defenses overall.
Absolutely.
I reckon, Lockie Whitfield, he could have 35 in this game.
I can also say that too as well, Horse. So I love that analysis from you. Briggsy could be against the athleticism of Jackson, which I think he might struggle more against. But if he has the matchup on Darcy, I think that's better for Briggs and better for GWS. So definitely watch to see if Darcy does come back in here. And then Cogs and Josh Kelly, look to be both coming back this week for the Giants, which is what we want to see. 2 absolute gun midfields going up against each other. Please let them all play. I'd love to absolutely see that, Horse. But what do we do here for the Dockers and Luke Jackson in particular? If you're a Luke Jackson owner, where are you going with this?
You've just got to hold. Like, it sucks, but you've just got to hold. That's just what it is now. With so many injuries happening this week, you've got English out, you've got Sheasel out, you've got Curnow out, you've got Mackay out. Yeah, there's just so much going on that you need 18, 20, 22 warm bodies in order to get the best possible score. And I think he could score 100 this week. There wouldn't be any issues with that at all. Like, last week, he was probably down a little bit. And against a team like Geelong, who a ruckman would usually score fairly well against, it was quite disappointing. But I think he's got that athleticism over Briggs where he can follow up his own ball and potentially get a lot more handball receives and then handball, offloads and ground ball gets. So I'm hoping for his sake that he backs it up this week. But you've just got to hold if you've got him now.
Yep, completely agree, mate. Get your tips in for the Pies and the Lions game, ladies and gentlemen. We'd love to see how you're going to go with that because there's a few options with that. All right, let's give our hats off to the CKC. Bloody hell, they've been good this year, Horse. Jordan Clark and Luke Ryan, that is. And if you don't know what CKC stands for, then get in the Discord and you'll understand pretty quickly. Look, they've been awesome. Clark hasn't gone under a ton for about, I think it's 12 of his last 13 games or something like that. He's been unbelievably good this year. Luke Ryan, he was back to form, 545K now after the big 155 last week. So
I think he's almost the buy of the week.
You reckon he's the buy of the week?
Yep, he will not get a tag against GWS. That tag from GWS will go to Caleb Sarong, and I think he just runs right again.
100%. Sarong is going to get tagged by Toby Bedford again. 100%. Yeah.
So do you want to go through the rest of the Dockers, mate?
Yeah, mate. We've got 2 more here. Hayden Young, just been absolutely fantastic. Awesome. Can't wait to see him as a full-time mid next season, I would assume. And he'll be headbutting Tom Green in this game. And then Andy Brayshaw has been on fire besides last week where he only got a 77. So, yeah, I like it, Horse. And, I think we're just going to have to keep going along with that.
Yep. And the next game, Collingwood versus Brisbane, Saturday afternoon. I actually reckon this is going to be closer than what people think. Brisbane, they're a top 4 team. Collingwood, they won't play finals. But Collingwood at the G is always tough, as indicated by last year's grand final where they won or they beat Brisbane by a kick. They're not as good this year, but at the G, they're always tough. I really like this choice that you've got here for the Cups this week, mate.
Yeah. I had to go back into the notes just to remember which bloody clue this one was.
Which clue is this?
This one is actually, I captained one of these clubs, and it's not the Nathan Buckley Cup. It's not the Shane O'Brien Cup. It's not the Mal Michaels Cup. But Jasper getting Dane Beams is an absolute shot that he's absolutely nailed. And Beams, he actually captained the Lions in 2017.
Captain Brisbane, he did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So great shot there by you, Jasper. Absolutely. Bang on the money. That's a tough get right there. So I definitely stuffed around a couple of the blokes with some of the hints that could have been going around, but you could have almost gone with that one for the brothers one, and I would have stuffed you around even more. So, yeah, at the G, Collingwood, hard agreed there, Horse. Cameron's been flying of late, but this is against Big O, and Big O has been in some unreal form. So we'll see how that matchup goes. I like that matchup. He has a 5-round average of 129. Not
He
bad.
does.
Now, Nick Dacos hated that tag last week
Mm-hmm.
against the Swannies. Can you see anyone tagging him here for the Lions?
Yes.
Berry?
Yes. Berry will go straight to him. Yeah.
Do you know that I need to check what the scores were, but the last 2 times that the Lions have played the Pies, they have elected to not tag Nick Dacos.
Wow. I think they do this week just purely because there's no DeGoey, there's no Mitchell. They've got no real match winners apart from Nick Dacos.
Yeah, correct. Well, the other 2 times Berry had gone to Jordan DeGoey. So that's why, and DeGoey's not playing. So there is definitely a chance of that. Yeah. Carry on.
Okay. Jack Crisp. I think he's a sneaky pod play. Yep, without to go in the side. So this year, mate, as indicated by you last week, he scored 134, 112, 94, 117, 104, and 121. And then DeGoey came back. And then DeGoey did a pig string and he's out for the year. And sure enough, 114 last week. So if you're looking for someone mid-4, I think he's 440K, like he's not that expensive. I think he's
mid-defender as well, I think.
He is an absolute value buy, mate. I'm just checking. He's a mid-defender at 424K. So you could almost, if you've got the flexibility in your team, you could trade off Curnow if you've got the extra 40K and bring in Crisp, who I still think will go 100 this week.
Chris has he's missed 100 once when DeGoey hasn't played in the side. So I'm all for that, Horse. Big yes for me. Sorry, pardon me. For the Lions now. Also get your tips in for the showdown, Port versus Adelaide. It's going to be a ripper. Lockie Neal. Pies don't tag, which means that's great news for Lockie Neal. Good VC option, you would assume, Horse. He had 129 last time against the Pies, but you would assume that, wouldn't you? But what have you found about Lockie Neal that's deterring you away from a VC option of Neal?
So what is deterring me, mate? I went digging, and Lockie Neal's average against Collingwood is the worst in the AFL. He only averages 94 Supercoach points per game against Collingwood, which is the worst against any team in the AFL. And at the MCG, he only averages 103 as well. So it doesn't fill me full of confidence that he's going to go massive this week. I think if he does, it'll be more luck than anything. And I know Supercoach, yada, 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 it's not luck, it's whatever else. But I don't see it, unfortunately.
Okay. I'm with you there, brother. That's great analysis by you.
I'm just doing a quick weather report for Saturday.
Oh, beautiful.
Because it is raining on Friday and on Saturday. Winds in Melbourne 20 to 30 Ks an hour during the day with 5 mil of rain expected.
Okay, lovely for that then. Well, that's what we're going to have to put our heads towards to see on the Saturday between the Lions and the Pies in the grand final rematch. Dunkley, I think he's going to bounce back after he got 105 last week, so we can't really call it a bounce back. I think he'll just keep on keeping on what he does. Danaher, no, thank you at all. More. Probably Billy Frampton will go to him, I would assume. And Zorko. Yes, Horse?
Yeah, no, Joe Danaher. Yeah. Yuck.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I forgot. Essendon. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. And Dane Zorko. Pies pressure forwards will likely just try to pressurize him coming off of half-back for the majority of the whole game. You'll see like maybe Bo McQuarrie having like a very, very light tag. Not like a direct tag, but just like I'll keep an eye on him from every angle that I possibly can. Kind of tag on Dane Zorko. Wouldn't be looking at him for a captain's option.
No. What I think will probably be the game of the round, mate.
Oh,
it'll be Port versus Adelaide.
Well, Horse, when was the last? I just want to go back to the last showdown as well that I remembered, which was last year, just because I love talking about it. And it's when Port Adelaide lost after the siren to Jordan Dawson's.
It went the other way. Yeah,
it was brilliant, wasn't it? I loved it. I like the Crom in this game. Just saying, Horse. And the cup is the clue was I get booed at my home stadium. That's because he, went from Port to Adelaide, and that is the blonde assassin himself, Matty Bode.
Oof, get around
Surfer
him.
boy. Yeah, Surfer boy.
For Port Adelaide, mate.
Yes.
Zach Butters, he loves a showdown. Averages 130 in the last two. I'm shouting out VC options right up until Sunday because we have a very firm game on the Sunday where I think there's two massive C options that you'll want to lock in, ladies and gentlemen. Connor Rosé, he has a 3-round average of 95.
Correct.
So he has cooled off of late. The last time he played Adelaide, he scored 53. Pickles. He's been finding a bit of form the back end of the year, Skiddy. And I don't like it, but my eye is firmly on him for next year.
Oh, yeah, 100%. No, he's a great player. He's just, a little bit of a bitch, but that's all right. You can do that from time to time when you want. Yeah, a little bit, but that's okay. Hopefully the price drops a little bit for us and we can get a little bit extra on top of that spicy sandwich. That would be great. And then Dan Houston. What's going on here, Horse? So he was reported to Melbourne about 3 days ago that he was going to go play for the D's, and then they were going to have to take about 2 first-round pinks for to get him to the Demons. And now that he's seen how much of a shithole the D's are in, he's gone, oh, hang on a minute. Let me just double think my chances. I might go to a different Melbourne team. So a lot to be going on here about Dan Houston.
I'd love him at Essendon. He actually uses the ball all right.
Oh, mate, he'd be fantastic next to Ben Mackay. And so let's go to the Crom. You don't need another distributor. You need another big player that can distribute slightly. You've already got Nick Martin. You've already got Ash McGrath. You've already got Jordan Ridley. You've already got Mason Redmond.
I'll happily trade Redmond to South Australia for Dan Houston. For the Crom.
You know what they might be saying, though, Horse? You know what the D's are realising?
What's that?
That they've got a problem.
Oh, that they're going to fold.
A Houston problem.
All right, for the Crom. Jordan Dawson and Matt Crouch are back. Awesome. Yes. Moving on.
Yeah.
Billy Dowling. If you've got him, you've got to trade him. I don't think he comes back in for the rest of the year now, unfortunately. Rory Laird, he's back playing off halfback again. That's really nice for us in Supercoach, but he's a mid only. So that's a nope, we're not going there. This guy.
Kaiser.
Ben Keys. Deadly. I'm looking straight down the tunnel, straight at you, my man. Surely he stinks it up this week. I've gone the double or nothing. The line is 76.5, and I think he's going under this week. Why might I ask? Because I've done some research, and in the last 3 showdowns against Port Adelaide, he has averaged 65.
Well, Horse, run it back. Jesus. All right, Deadlies. I like this. I like this. Hey, look, I love the cases, so I'll back in the cases, Horse. And then Isaac Rackett, he has an average of 105 in his last 3 games against Port. Obviously, one of them were for the Suns as well. He's a great target in the forward if you have the cash to get there from Curnow. Ladies and gentlemen, please get your tips in for the St Kilda versus Geelong Cup. Horse, you pad while I remember what the clue was.
St Kilda versus Geelong, Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. We are at Marvel Stadium, so the weather is not going to make a difference. This bloke who the cup is named after, no one has got it yet. He was a ruckman.
He was a ruckman. Who loves Marvel?
Wang.
Wang. Who else loves Marvel? Jack Sinclair. Oh, baby. Here we go. Sinclair and the Wang.
Do you think St Kilda have a chance of winning this?
No. Carry
I
on.
do.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting. Do you reckon that because they're taking heads? And you reckon you can scalp Geelong, or do you reckon Geelong's just in a vulnerable position?
St Kilda are pretty good at Marvel.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're playing a different type of game at the moment.
Mm.
I think, Geelong have been up for a little while. I think, I think this is their down wake before the finals.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So it's not the Ryan Abbott Cup. It's not the it's not even letting me go back up. It's not the Jack Stephen Cup. No, the clue was I won an AFL premiership and a preseason premiership. And you want to know a fun fact, Horse? He actually won these back to back.
Really?
Yes, he did. So he won the grand final in 2007 for Geelong, and then he won the preseason flag in 2008 for St Kilda. And that's the big ruckman, Stephen King.
It's basically what you will be calling me after this weekend, Deadly. King.
Brilliant, Horse.
Yep.
So Saints, Rowan Marshall, love this matchup for him. I may even slap I don't even have him anymore, but could slap a sneaky C on him. Chi. Second easiest team to score Supercoach points against for Rucks is Geelong. Love that one, Horse. And as we said, under the roof at Marvel, Wang, Sinclair, absolute specialists when it comes to under the roof. They love the dry conditions. They know how to play Marvel really well. You'd think Saints will be able to play this game really, really well since this is their 5th game in a row at Marvel. They're almost basically the Collingwood of the MCG. This is outrageous. Send them to Tassie or some shit. Bloody hell. Give them an away game. Come on, lads. But love that. Marshall's definitely definitely a C option this week, Horse. Who do you like for Geelong?
I like Maxi Holmes. Seems to play his best footy in the dry, so he can continue his run and carry type of style that he loves to play. 20 touches last week, 104 Supercoach points, and Marvel Stadium suits his game. There's not going to be any rain or wind to affect the disposal or his run and carry. I've noticed over the last couple of weeks too, as soon as he gets the ball, he bounces and looks to go. And for Supercoach, we fucking love that because you get points for bouncing. So we want to see a lot more of that out of him.
We need like what Sam Draper did. Got the ball, took a bounce, kicked a goal from 53 meters out. Bang! Thank you, mother, for the Rabbits. That's what we want to see. Just a cheeky bounce. Just get it out there. Get your
a win.
Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't do that. Get your tips in for the Dogs and the Roos Cup as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Midfield, Tom Stewart. He was down last week, but we love to see it. He's still top 5 ranked defender since the bye rounds. Averages 115 against the Saints as well. Jeremy Cameron, up and down season for Big Jezza. Last time he played the Saints at Marvel, he scored 38 Supercoach points.
Ooh, that is... Yeah, that's not great for Jezza. But then again, he does not have to score much for me to win our Bolter bet and to beat out Kerno for the rest of the year because he's been shit.
Yeah, I'm conceding.
But that's all right. Let's hope.
Yeah. Sam DeConing, drop him. Yeah. He's done. He's just had knee surgery and he's out for the rest of the home and away season. Now, we're moving on to Western Bulldogs and North. Sunday afternoon, which is the game that I think you're going to pick your C option out of, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. But, Skiddy, before we get into it, what was your hint for the Cup?
My hint for the Cup was actually he was delisted last year.
Last year?
Yes, he was. So, look, we had 4 winners last week of the Cup, so obviously I went a little bit too easy. No. Skid has gone hard this week. We have to bump it up a little bit. We can't have a 2-time winner straight off.
Did Farron Ray have dreads?
Farron Ray did not have dreads. No, you're wrong there. Jasper, you were right. It's not Higgins, but it also wasn't Horvat. And it is not Sean Higgins, but Corey, being a North Melbourne man, it is Lockie Young on the money there, big fella. Well done.
Sean Higgins had the biggest head in history.
I don't know. Darcy Moore's is pretty bloody big. When I think of big heads, and afraid to sleep with your misso, I think of Darcy Moore straight away.
Yeah. For the Dogs, mate, they're playing at Marvel, so
Yeah.
you know what that means?
Bailey Dale, baby. Ching,
Yeah,
ching.
there we go. 95 plus, I'm counting on. Now, Marcus Bontempelli. No English will make it hard for Bont to win centre bounces.
Yes.
But how can you go against the man? North do not have a matchup for him. Weather won't play a role in this one. He averages 163 in his last 2 games against the Roos.
Yes.
And the last game he played at Marvel, he scored 182.
Yes. It's all big ticks, Horse.
It's all green ticks, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And if it would please the court in what I'm about to say to make it even more of a case that's still good for Marcus Bontempelli, is that Tristan McSherry and Tim English played in round 16 this season. Yep. X won the hitouts 34-25. Marcus Bontempelli still had 35 touches and 16 contested disposals. It does not matter. They do not have anyone to combat Bont. He is going to take the PI 55 again. So I'm right with you there, Horse. Love that. Treloar. He I reckon he'll bounce back this week. He had a bloody good one against North last time, so I still think it's going to be the Bont show, but I think Treloar will still get his. He's had an unbelievably good second half of the year. You good?
How good was he against North last time?
Bloody good. What did I say?
He wasn't, though.
Oh, wasn't he?
He scored 58 the last time they played North at Marvel.
Lovely. Well, that's good. The Bont show last time also.
Yeah.
I know. I normally just go in to assume that everyone just kicks North's ass. I still forget that we actually played all right for a certain time, for a certain portion of time during the season there. So that's all right.
Yep. Ed Richards, mate, do you see a bounce back game for him this week?
Mate, last time Treloar played North, he had 22 disposals and 2 goals. That's a pretty bloody good game. Just off a Supercoach. Fair enough.
No.
Ed Richards, 11 touches last week, but I reckon he can bounce back. All right. We'll see how the midfield rotation goes. Bont, Libba, Treloar, Richards, they got them all. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you see Dogs by 10 goals plus this week?
No.
How much?
I'd rather not say.
More or less?
I don't know. I don't have a really good feeling of it. I feel like the Dogs are going to come out after getting embarrassed last week by the Crom, and they're just going to have no, they're going to
be ruthless. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be no punches thrown. But in fairness, the last time that North played them, we could have won if Cody Waitman didn't flop every single fucking time that ball went near him. So, there's a chance. There's a chance there. So I still think it'd be somewhat of a competitive game.
Does Archer go to Waitman?
He did last time, but Waitman just drew 3 free kicks on him.
Okay. I think that changes this time.
I think so too. Well, they can't be given that crap, but that's all right. For North, LDU, fantastic, but he does not play well against the Dogs in as history shows, as an average of 68. The man, though, Horse.
In his last 3, yeah.
Tristan Cherry. Oh, yeah, sorry. Get your tips in for the Hawks versus Richmond Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Tristan Cherry. How many people you reckon are going to throw the C on him after that 185 last week? No tingles in this week.
I reckon it's going to be 50-50 between him and Bont.
I like it. I very, very much like it. Both are very, very good options.
Mm-hmm. They are. And after his 185 last week against Bailey Williams and under the roof at Marvel, weather's not going to play a factor. He gets his own ball. He tackles. He gets touches. I think he'll score. I don't think he'll go as large as last week, but we'll say 175.
170. I like that, Horse. Good for me.
This guy is my buy of the week.
Right. I like it.
Without Harry Sheasel, I think Jai Simpkin gets a shit ton of midfield time this week because they need someone who can use the ball okay through there. Georgie Wardlaw is coming back, but he's more of an inside bull and will get the ball out to the outside. I think that'll complement Jai Simpkin this week, and I think that he scores 110 plus.
Fun fact, Jai Simpkin is actually not very good by foot. So but I think you'll get a lot of the pill. And you'll have a lot of opportunity to be able to do it.
Do they have anyone else?
What, to use the ball by foot going into the forward line?
As in because Will, what's his name? Pow Pow.
Pow Pow.
The Catalina
Pow Pow.
wine mixer. He's playing across halfback now.
No, Tom Powell's he was actually moved up the ground a bit more last week
Okay.
against the Weagles. So
Okay.
I think he'll get the extra minutes that Sheasel's missing out on.
Oof.
He'll still play halfback. He'll still play off that halfback line. But
Good
yeah.
call. So would you pick him up at what's he at 400k?
Oh yeah, I'd probably have a crack at Pow Pow after 105 last week. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all, Horse.
So Tom Powell is at 425k. His last 3 weeks he's gone 101, 105, 123.
Beautiful. I reckon
go.
it could be another good shout as well. So we'll definitely see how that goes. Then Colin McKercher, 37 touches last week. Absolutely pizzled it in. Love to see that. And he'll just keep on doing what he does. And that'll do it for that game. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not confident at all as a North supporter going into that one against the Dogs. They normally have our number pretty well.
Yeah.
Hawthorn and the Tigers, Horse. I'm just going to quickly scroll up after all the triple X's. We do have someone that has gone in for the to guess the cup. Ian Johnson's gone with Joff Ablett. It is a no. Deadly has gone with Paul Hudson. It's a no. Corey getting it right with the dreadies, and that is Ty Vickery. God, they were some shocking dreadies on him.
They were terrible, weren't they?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, mate. Tigers, Nank, good. Let's hopefully Meek can nullify him and see how he goes against him. Taranto, Bolton, Hopper, Velasquez, Short, couldn't give a shit. Tell me about the Hawks, Horse.
Okay. Lloyd McLeod only scored 76 the last time he played against Nankervis and has a 3-round average of 98. So not great, but he's still been better than English, better than Grundy in the last couple of weeks. I feel like I've been saying this a little bit lately, but James Sicily, they've had a really good run with not having to contend with big power forwards over the last couple of weeks because that man's shoulders are fucked. But last week, Carlton, injuries. Who'd they play the week before? Was it Adelaide? And they rolled them.
Last week, didn't they? I thought they lost the week before that, didn't they?
Oh, they could have. I can't remember. But anyway, now they're playing
Giants.
The
they got rolled by the Giants.
Yeah. They've got no real power forward at the Tigers. And again, that'll just allow him to play behind the footy and he'll be good for 100, 110 again.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I like that. And you know what I like even more? James Sicily at a discounted price with Tom Barras coming into the team to be that other defender. Oh, thank you very much. What else I love is Dylan Moore, top 5 for small forwards in the AFL at the moment. Been an unbelievably fantastic start for the young man. As a forward option for us in Supercoach as well. He is now into the 20 disposals, 1 goal a game club as well, Horse. Only 6 players in that illustrious group. So love to see that from Dill Moore. You're welcome. But you know what else we love to see, Horse? And it's a little bit of this man. A little bit of pizza, pasta, wine, Ferrari.
Massimo D'Ambrosio goal. Pizza, pasta, wine. Yes. I don't have much this week. I've actually got a bit of a tickle in my throat. So this bloke just continues to ton up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And I feel like this week against Richmond, he's going to get a lot of the ball again.
Yep, I can say that too. Also, too, please get your tips in for the West Coast Carlton game. There's only one clue left, by the way. Yep, I agree with you there, Horse. And then Will Day. Look, he 55, but he was subbed last week, so hopefully the injury isn't too much. I'm really hoping that he's going to be able to reset and be able to bounce back for this one against the Tigers, Horse, because he could do some damage, in fairness, against the Tigers.
Big time.
Righto, let's get crack-a-lacking. And it's into the game. Oh, shit. Sorry, I just pulled down my... I just thingoed my thing. This is the game where there's gone the biggest price fluctuation you'll see. Horse himself got on the West Coast Eagles at $2.95. They are currently into $1.75 or $1.80?
$1.75 now. Yep.
$1.75 favourites now. Horse.
Mm-hmm.
Carlton have 17 outs. 17 outs. Are you more confident when you put the bet on now that they've gone into favouritism? Or
yes,
are you getting a little nervy?
No,
okay.
West Coast play well at home. And I think Jared Schofield is actually a really good coach for the West Coast Eagles. Like they look like they're enjoying their footy again. And they don't have the best team in the world, but they genuinely look like they're having fun now.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
So, no, I think West Coast Eagles at home. Like, we'll talk about the Eagles to start with after you talk about the Cup, but there's some players that I think are going to go
Cup's
really
not
large
Juddy.
in this game.
Cup's not Juddy, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to go Juddy. But, yeah, I had to go with the man with the most beautiful beard and one of the best fucking feet in the game. It's Josh Kennedy, JK17. Mate, I don't know about you, but being a forward growing up playing footy, I loved how Josh Kennedy played the game and how good and dominant he was.
Yep.
And he could kick it from anywhere.
Anywhere. He was the best kick of the footy.
He was Jezza before Jezza.
Mm-hmm. Yep. For West Coast, Elliot. Head-to-head against Cripps. That is juicy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? Elliot Yeo hasn't played against Carlton while he's been part of the West Coast Eagles. The last time he played against Carlton was when he was at Brisbane in 2021.
Oh, shit. Okay. Righto. Okay. I'm down with that, Horse. I'm down with that. That's a good stat by you. Harley Reid, he's going to be watching a wait and see on this one. Sore leg. So it's just going to have to be injuries starting to pile up on him. I don't like to say it's I hope Harley plays, but we're going to have to see on that. Our man Liam Duggan. Left Duggan. Only 400k, Horse. I'm getting excited about Duggan at 400k.
I'm getting real excited. I think he'll average 95. No worries. And he averages 95 in the last 3 against the Blues.
Beautiful.
You know who is going to have the best game this week? No Curnow, no McKay, Jeremy Puddin-McGovern. He could crack 150 here, mate. And interestingly, he has not played against Carlton since 2019.
2019. Unbelievable. And there's a good chance that he could be coming up against his brother, Little Puddin. Oh, Puddin versus Little Puddin. Oh, I can't wait to say this, Horse.
Mm-hmm. How much do you think West Coast win by?
I'm going to say they still have Cripper and Walsh. I'm still going to say it's going to be about 20 points.
Yep. And for the Blues, we'll go through
unders.
Them quickly. Yeah.
Horse. Unders this game.
Yep. Paddy Cripps, he needs to go super, mega, uber large for Carlton to have any hope here. Yep. Sam Walsh, he needs to get a lot of the ball on the outside this week. West Coast don't have anyone that can match his run. Last year in Perth, he was on 108 with 8 minutes to go in the second quarter and then did his pig string. So there is a chance, like he was on world record pace.
Yeah, he was looking like he was going to absolutely dominate the highest Supercoach score ever. Speaking of almost breaking records, Charlie Curnow nearly broke Horse's record because he really hurt Horse. 1 touch, 1 goal, you're done. Piss off, Charlie. So that's annoying. And then Nick Newman. I reckon he's a great downgrade option as well if you hadn't already gotten him from the 2 weeks ago when we told him to get him before he went to 145 against the Pies. I still like it. I reckon his rebounding is going to the ball's going to have to be in his hands a lot. So I really, really like that.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. You're spot on. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do us for our games this week. What we're going to do now, as we do every week, is we're going to get into our buy, hold, sell, and watch list. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's see who we're buying.
Target acquired.
Target acquired.
I think Lockie Neal is a buy this week, mate. And He scored 129 last week. He doesn't play the Pies that well and doesn't really like it at the G. So he only averages 94 against the Pies and has a career average of 103 at the G. But that's not to say that he won't get his 120 this week. And then Essendon next week at home, who don't tag either. Geez, that could be really nice. And priced fairly cheaply too at 590k at the moment.
Okay, yeah, I like that one, Horse, but I'm going to counterbalance you with Noah Anderson, mate, against the D's. No Petrarca, no Oliver. I really like this for Noah Anderson. It's at home at People's First Stadium, which we know that means that he goes 130 plus at People's First Stadium, averaging 133 this year there. I can really see a massive game for him at 491k, Horse.
Yeah. Chad Warner, ladies and gentlemen, at 466k. The bleached one himself, 164 last week from 33 touches. He's a pod play this week. Last time he played Essendon, he scored 102 and he averages 110 in his last 3 against the Dons. And the first or second member, whichever way you want to see it, of the CKC club, Luke Ryan. Back-to-back tons for this man. And he's only priced at 545k. So if you need someone to replace Sheasel in your back line, I recommend picking Luke Ryan up this week.
That's a good one, Horse. I like the way that you're going about that, mate. So I reckon that's a good buy. Let's get some holds. Oh, very nice, Horse.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Tom Stewart, he was down last week, only scoring 76, but midfield Stewie is something we love to see. He is still ranked in the top 5 for defenders since the bye rounds, and he averages 115 against the Saints. So you strongly hold him this week.
Yep, I love that from you, Horse. Toby Green, if you do have him in the forward line, you're just gonna hold on to that, Horse. He has only had 4 touches last week. He'll be better than that, and I don't mind this. It's going to be a great matchup against Freo this week. Let's be honest here. So we're going to have to wait and see how that's going to formulate there, Horse. And then I'm going to say it, Horse. I'm going to do it.
Please do.
The Keys, Ben Keys is definitely a hold after Isaac Rankin came back, and the Ben Keys went 3 goals, 19 disposals, and dominated the Dogs. So we'll see how he goes against the Power, Horse. I know he doesn't average well against the Power, but you're definitely holding it.
I hope Radical Leah tags him.
Oh, jeez. He'll eat him.
I'm clutching at straws here.
Yeah, I know you are. You're doing your best, eh? But the Keys is just keysing.
Mate, that's who we're holding. Let's see who we are selling. And to kick it off, ladies and gentlemen, this one hurts us. But Tim English, if you had the trades, you're selling. He might be back next week, but he might not be. But if you can upgrade into Marshall or Xerri, do that right now.
Agreed there, Horse. Clayton Oliver is done for the year, so he can piss off. You can sell him. It's done and dusted now, mate. Ribs, wrist, hangover, whatever injury it is, but he's done for the season.
He's going to be looked to be priced at 450k at the start of Supercoach next season.
Oh, yeah, let's get excited for him again just to fuck us over. Hey, let's all do it again. Woo, deja vu. Unfortunately, Harry Sheasel's most likely done. He's definitely done for this week. He could be done for the year with the low ankle. But we got Hawks next week, so that's a lot of running and a lot of pressure. Sheasel may be done for the year, Horse, unfortunately. Shai Bolton. Mate, he checked out weeks and weeks ago, and he's definitely a sell if you have him, because he could not be wanting to go to WA anymore if he tried.
5-round average of 66, and he's priced at 364k for a reason. And they play the Hawks in Red. I reckon there's a chance the Hawks win by 100 points this week.
I reckon there's a good chance of that too. The only thing that's stopping the Hawks of winning by 100 is if they don't want to win by 100 and don't pull out their full max effort.
Yep. And this one hurts me because it's part of our Bolter bet. But Charlie Curnow,
thank you,
piss off, mate. He had a favourable run home.
Yeah,
instead,
he did.
He shits the bed, and now he's injured. Just trade him to Philippou if he's in. If not, Tom Powell.
Yep, I like it, Horse. I like that. Look,
Mm.
in all honesty, Horse, there was nothing wrong with going for Charlie. They had a very favourable run home. He should have been able to kick a lot of goals, and instead Carlton decided to shit the bed and he got injured. So, unfortunately, it happens. It is what it is, Horse. But I think it might be time for us to have a little bit of a watch look.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
It's what I do when you shower at night. All right, let's have a look who's going to take Clary's role in the midfield, Horse. We know it's going to be Viney. We know it's going to be Rivers.
Yep.
We think it's probably going to be Keziah Pickett. That will be the main option that will go in there. I think we'll see a bit of Tom Sparrow in there as well, which I don't mind for our darts. I can get around that as well, Horse. Do you see anyone else? If it's maybe Neil Bullen?
Maybe, yeah, but no, I think they get smashed.
I think so too. Yep.
Like I'm
Especially
thinking Fremantle versus Melbourne earlier in the year type of smashing.
92 points.
I think it's going to be well over 10 goals. Yeah.
Don't mind it. Don't mind it, Horse. Don't mind it, Horse. We're also going to be looking at who's going to take Harry Sheasel's role in North Melbourne, playing in the midfield and the forward line, being that connection piece. So you say, look, I have a feeling that they may be trying to look at Jaden Stevenson to do this role. Look, he's done some all right movement from the back line in previous games. He has a hand injury.
Yeah, who does? Jaden Stevenson.
Yeah, Steve-O, yeah. That's why he didn't play last week. Also
He's at 200. He's at 278k, so it's quite cheap. His last two games that he's played in, he scored 85 and 104.
They've both been off halfback without Colby McKercher and Zach Fisher.
Disregard.
So I think that there is a chance where either Fish goes forward or McKercher plays a bit more midfield time. Tom Powell moves back up the field. There's definitely a player there that we can look at for a goal. All right, that's what I'm trying to say, because Miller Bergman is back in the side and he plays defense down there with Archer, and then it's going to be one of the other guys on there as well. So there's definitely someone there. Let me just try and formulate it after training tomorrow.
Okay. Who's going to play for Carlton?
Who cares? We know one is going to be Cooper
Lord.
Hey, there we go. Not bad by me. Cooper Lord's one of them. Do we know anyone else yet?
I know who's not playing for Carlton. These guys, all 17 of them. And you know what Skiddy says to that?
Oh, no.
17.
Oh, shit. Do you reckon Binns comes in?
Yeah, he has to, doesn't he?
Yeah. What? He's averaging 55 in the VFL? Surely he has to come in.
55, 20 goals a game, 300 tackles. He's got to have a crack.
I want to see Ashton Muir come in. He played well in the preseason as a forward. I want to see him come in. Give him a crack, Carlton.
Yep.
And I got one more for you, Horse. Showdown.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I'm not a fan of either team, but
I'm aware.
It's always a good game between these two teams.
Yep.
And Deadly, I'm going for Port, and Keys is going to shit the bed.
I'm that's a good one there by you, Horse, but I'm actually backing in our man Ryan from Astute Newstead. And I'm going with our man Deadly as well, and I'm going to go with the Crom. Up the Crom. This has nothing to do with me hating Jason Horton-Francis. Let's carry on, Horse.
Yep. What am I doing? Captains.
We're going to...
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
Love that from you.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have 5 captain's choices here that I want you, or we want you, to consider this weekend. Our first 2 are perhaps as straightforward captain options this week as what we'll have all year. And that is Tristan McSherry or Marcus Bontempelli. So, you want to talk us through why X should be a captain this week, Skiddy?
Triple X, X-rated, X-xylophone. X, mate, it's fantastic here because he's probably going to be coming up against Sam Darcy. Sam Darcy has not got any physical attributes that is going to be able to compete with X's strength. X is just going to be able to dominate him any single time that it is not a non-center bounce ruck contest. He had 185 last week against Bailey Williams. There's no Tim English. Yep, he's now the 4th overall scorer for Supercoach this year, Horse. Just give him the AA blazer now. X is my vote for the captaincy this week, Horse. But the other option that we have is obviously who he's playing against, and that is Marcus Bontempelli. And do you want to tell me why they should choose Bont?
Yeah, no English will make it harder for Bont to win centre bounces, but how can you go against the man? North don't have a matchup for him. Weather won't play a role in this one, as it's at Marvel. Averages 163 in his last 2 against the Roos and scored 182 in his last game at Marvel. And you said before, how many touches did he have, even though Tristan Xerri won the battle against English quite comfortably last time? He had like 33 touches, didn't he?
X had 11 more hitouts, and Marcus Bontempelli had 35 and a goal.
Yep, there you go. If you don't have either of those two, you're probably not situated that well in the standings. But Noah Anderson is one I want you to look at home, ladies and gentlemen. No Petrarca, no Oliver means big things for Anderson this week. If you don't have Xerri or Bontempelli, I want you to slap the VC on this man. He averages over 130 at home. I can see a massive week coming for Anderson. Price is only $491K. And the last time he played against Melbourne, he scored 189 Supercoach points.
Yes, he did, Horse. Massive there from Noah Anderson. I'm going to back in your man, actually, as well at one. I reckon he might be my VC, Horse, on Friday night. And that's Zach Merritt. 132, 139, his last 2 against the Swannies. He scored 145 last week from 32 touches. And let's be honest here, he has to do something to keep Essendon's final hopes alive, because no one else on that team gives a shit about the red and the Don the Sash rather than Zach Merritt. So I'm more than happy to bank in his averages as well against the Swans. I'll have a crack at him at VC. So I think right now. Have you got any more?
Yes, but not that guy. Roll Marshall against Geelong this week, who gives up the second most points to rucks. 126 Supercoach points in each of his last 2 games as well. And one of them was against Nankervis, who's really hard to score against. A solid VC option before the Dogs North game on Saturday. So his last 2, he's scored 126 against Nank, 126 against Big Oscar, who are both really hard ruckmen to score against. I think this could be a 140, 145 game for Big Marshall.
Yeah, I agree with that. Love that from you, Horse. Bang on the money, mate.
Let's get into our Unlimited League.
It's time for some news from around the league.
And our man, Marcus, who is coaching Teach Me to Football, is now ranked 32nd overall. So he's gone up 9 spots this week. Hopefully he can crack a top 25 by the end of the year. Good work, Marcus. If you do win our Inside Unlimited League, you win a Supercoach Champions ring, thanks to the guys at SC Rings. The high score in our league, in our Unlimited League for round 22, went to Team the Wiggly Pigs, coached by Michael, with a massive score of 2,695.
Yeah.
That's a massive score, but it was still only good for 400th overall this week. So,
good effort.
My God, there was some. Well, wasn't there the first 2,900 score last week?
I think so, yeah. Absolutely unbelievable team and game.
Oh, it was ridiculous. So we have 3 teams still inside the top 100 in our league, and we also have 24 teams in our Unlimited League that are inside the top 1,000. So to you guys, good luck. Hopefully you can stick fat for the year and finish inside the top 1,000. Mate,
love that.
One of my favourite times of the week, Punters Club.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Yes, Horse. We love our Punters Club, and we absolutely appreciate the hell out of our Punters Club president, Kizza, and VP Deadly as well. They do some absolute amazing work. We don't just have AFL multis, ladies and gentlemen. No. We have a horses subsection. We have dog subsection. We have tennis multis that go in there. We have anything that any of the boys think that they can find value on in there. We have a lot of different things, but what we have to make sure of is If you want to be part of this, you go into the Discord, you click on AFL, and then under there is one that is called Punters Club. And our Presidente, Kizza, he does some absolute amazing work there. In there, he's already put up a few markets that you can hit right now. And you know what? Also, I'm going to be nice enough to let the people know that aren't in the Discord of what they are currently missing out. He's got a whole write-up on who he believes could be that extra piece that are going to be kicking the goals for Carlton. Obviously, there's a lot of good value there in that game. Cripps for 2 goals is currently $5, and that's on Bet365. Matty Kennedy, which is the one I like, Horse. He's $6.25 on Neds for 2 goals. Blake Acres is $9 for 2 goals on Sportsbet. We also have he also likes Kennedy if he plays only midfield for his darts. 25 disposals on double is $3. Love that one. Trent Rivers right now. Does people know that if you got him on tab, he's currently $5 for 30 disposals? Like that. And then I think this one's the one that I'm already on this one, actually, Horse. Both Noah Anderson and the Diddley, Sam Flanders, to combine for 35 touches. I know that sounds a lot, but up there, it has been done by both of them earlier this year. $15. Love that.
I reckon I might do my bets on, Mac Andrew this week.
Oh, Mac Daddy. But as we always say, Horse, if you do want to be part of it, we welcome you to join. We don't care if you bet $1, $2, $5, $10, $100, right, whatever. We always encourage you to bet within your means. And as always, Lockie Bramble responsibly.
That's right, brother. Couldn't have said it any better myself. Question time?
Yeah.
It's question time. Let's answer your questions for the week ahead.
You know what, mate? Before we get stuck into the questions, give yourself a plug, brother.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes. If you guys like your NBA fantasy, me, G, Mally, and Matrix, our draft boards are now out on Patreon. So I believe that there is a link in the description, and you can come see all 4 of our draft boards. You can consensus rank boards, all the players' references that we can with complete statistics and what they do well, what they don't do well. And then also, too, if you want, join our Discord, and in there's an NBA one. You can ask all 4 of us whatever the hell you like. I will answer any question. I don't care about that. As Deadly said, Trey Young top 10 Skiddy, no, but I have him around the mark. I have him sitting about 14, so on the turn of the 12 around mark. I like that for Trey Young.
Beautiful. And more with our NBA shows, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah. The Atlanta Hawks team preview is out now on our Discord if you want to watch that. And me and G will be cracking out Boston and Brooklyn shortly.
Beautiful. Ian Johnson, Essendon beats Sydney. Whoever thinks Sydney, I will bolt a bet you a beer at the footy as I think Essendon win. Who's down? I'm down. Sydney win.
Shit.
Put it in the Discord, mate.
It's at the SCG, isn't it? Yeah, I'm down too.
No, it's at Marvel, I think.
Oh, is it at Marvel? Oh, yeah, it is at Marvel. Yeah, you're right. I still like Sydney.
Yeah. Kizza, Melbourne's culture is on the same trajectory as Carlton season. Love that.
Wait, tell them we're coming, though, Horse.
Let's all laugh at Melbourne. Culture.
That's brilliant, isn't it? That's good.
Boyd being injured is like not having Owen Daly Jr. available. Yeah, I'm a big Archie Roberts fan too, mate. Flag dons.
It's what I've noticed about Bombers fans though. They just pissed off Archie Perkins and now all love Archie Roberts. It's like, hang on a minute. What about Archie Perkins? You all loved him.
Archie Perkins?
Yeah.
Until he shit the bed.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Checks out.
Carlton's season is like Anthony Bennett's NBA career.
That's a bloody good one there, Horse. I love it as well. I don't think I've ever had a week where Carlton supporters have been so quiet.
No, there's nothing.
Like the Hawks have deflated the whole club. Every supporter that goes for Carlton had been deflated by the Hawks.
You could actually drive from one end of Lygon Street to the other end without stopping now.
Yeah, you can't actually. There's still gyros and stuff just being thrown at each other across
Gyros,
the street,
kebabs.
and coffees being exchanged. They're still drinking coffees in the middle of the street. Yeah,
Can confirm Hamo is a smart man. Do you know why he's a smart man?
because he
sponsors Loud Man Winnie Blues, Ryan from Astute Newstead.
Exactly right. Love it.
He loves Ben Keys. I don't.
Who doesn't love the cases? That's the real question.
Carlton season has less legs than Joe from Family Guy.
Yeah, definitely got me with that one. I'm not going to lie to you. I was hysterical after that.
If Houston was at Essendon, he couldn't beat us after the siren. I'm right with you, Flag Dons.
Smart. If you can beat them, join them. That's what they always say, isn't it, Horse?
That's right. Looks like Ed Richards may be mid only next year. We'll post the update for 2025 positions in Discord later tonight. Yes, my man. He's a bloody rate his work.
Mm-hmm.
Flag Dons. Vickery makes the Pollock trade look good.
No, it doesn't. No, it honestly doesn't. It's still bad. Both are bad. Bad. I'm just happy that we got Jasper Pittard out of it. That was good.
I actually really like this. Carlton will struggle to outscore Reagan.
Fuck off. Hey, I'm sick of seeing people disrespect Reagan. She's an Australian treasure, all right? No one else can break dance as good as her. You know the funny thing is, she won a qualifier to qualify for the Olympics.
Who turned up to the qualifier?
She actually beat someone to get to the Olympics.
Was it just? It was held at bloody upstairs at Revolver at 3 a.m. and just 20 people on the dance floor, and she just got picked out.
Mate, if she was sober doing that, I would be disgraced at her. Surely she was off her mind.
Oh, she had to have been blind. Had to have been.
It's unbelievable.
What's the lowest score a side has scored in the AFL in a total match? Carlton this weekend.
I think it was actually. I think it's St Kilda though, because remember Saints bad for a very, very long time. Yeah, no one's putting spoons in a row.
Carlton is the team that decides to try and chase Pickles down, but falls over at the finish line to make the finals. Except they're not going to play finals. Haha. Jonas, the man that never misses. He's actually pretty spot on here. McGovern, Owies, Motlop, Zach Williams, Elijah Hollands, Kennedy, Cripps swapping.
See, but I agree with that. But also Elijah Hollands has been playing up the field more, so he may not be in the forward line. You just don't know. Because apparently I'm hearing that Lewis Young might be coming in and Pitnet might be playing forward and Lewis Young might be playing ruck.
Yuck.
That's what's been swirling around now too.
At Horse, is there a Bolter Bet section in the Discord as Deadly and I have a Bolter Bet? I'm on Essendon, Deadly on Sydney. Yes, I'll tag you in it as soon as we finish the show, mate. Horse, he's staring me down. I'm backing Port too, but Keys to poll. Oh, if Keys polls, I will stand in front of the thousands of people at the MCG and I will skull my beer.
Do you reckon, what are you going to do if Keys wins the showdown medal? Best on.
Jesus. We'll put a poll in the chat. We'll put a poll in the chat. I'll let the Discord decide.
Yeah, beautiful.
Jasper's back in the draw.
Beautiful. I like that.
The
boy.
Stringer only cares about where his next fucking pie is coming from.
Did you see that vision of where he had, it was 4 minutes left. He had Merritt completely wide open about 35 meters out on a pretty bad angle. And he decided to bomb it long to the square and then they killed it. Just selfish, mate. That's what Stringer does.
Carlton's team is receding quicker than Stringer's hairline. How many primos are you fielding this week, Skiddy?
Oh, fuck. I don't know. Not many.
Not
many, if any. I'll tell you that much, mate.
I will tell you that I have covering my back line, except I've got Sheasel out. I've got all of my midfield playing. I've got Timmy English out. So that may be a 0 for me there because I've got Nathan Kruger on my bench. And then I've got covering my forward line with Kerno out. So I am, I'll be playing with 2 emergencies.
I have 16 primos. I have 16 players playing this week.
Oh, really? 1, 2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
Oh.
I'll have 20. I'll have 22.
No, wait. No. Hang on. I have Sean Manor.
Oh,
beauty.
good.
Good. I can get 17 on the field.
Beautiful. I'm looking at one with Mac Andrew, 2 goals plus, 35 for Flanders, Anderson for 25, or 35 for Flanders and Anderson, 25 for Real. If that gets up 700, get around it. I'm cheering you on,
like
Corey.
that.
Hopefully it gets home, mate.
I
Hey,
like
Johnson,
that.
his dog is flying around Ipswich, race 3 and race 6 again, and they did have a win last week. So, ladies and gentlemen, jump in the Discord. Yeah, that's right.
Same
what
race
else
as
we
well.
got? Ian Johnson, bets on. Yep, we're on.
Done.
Go
Go Swans.
Ian Johnson, he said, I'll break dance at the pub on Saturday and show you how it's done.
Damn.
Horse will probably
would
have
love-
similar moves to Reagan next week. I'll tell you what, I'm going to put her to shame, mate.
Good old Reagan. Hey, she's an Aussie icon, all right? She made it to the
Yep.
Olympics. I like it. She got a free trip to the Olympics in Europe.
Yep.
Play on to it.
You should see my moves with a kebab in hand at 2 a.m., mate. I've got her covered easy.
Bellissimo.
Yes. Kizza, what's the fine for running on the MCG these days?
Isn't it $8,000?
Nah, it's like 20.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was 8. It used to be 8. Those bastards. They don't they get enough?
You're right, Jonas. This week, Carlton have as much chance of winning Supercoach as DR going out on a date with Studi. That Studi bloke. Yeah, there's no comment there. Supercoach DR is an absolute ripper bloke. Deadly Keys Gat. Yeah, you'll lose all your money, mate.
Love it.
I'm desperate for Chester to play this week. It's that bad.
Brilliant horse.
Have you got anything else you'd like to add before we knock off for the evening, mate?
Well, as always, thank you so much to our beautiful bastards in the chat. You guys have been absolutely hilarious as always tonight. We love doing this. We love putting on the show, the Inside Fantasy Sports Show, for you guys, and you make it so much better and so much fun. So we're just going to continue to do that. Obviously, for what, 2 more rounds? Oh, 1 more round. 2 more rounds, and then we've got our round 24 going to the game, the Richmond and Suns game.
Yeah, that's
and
right,
then...
ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, if you're interested, please send me a DM or message us on here to let us know that you're interested. We'll add you to the Discord and we'll get you involved. We're all going to buy some tickets in a decent area so we can all sit together and have a beer. That is next Saturday. So if you can let us know by close of business tomorrow, that would be fantastic, so I can get us some decent seats. It is Dusty's farewell game, so there will be quite a few at the G. What's going on here?
Deadly got a portable charger yesterday, and now it's already broken, and he's just put $40 down the drain. So how good's that? It made me laugh. It's happened to me too. Those portable chargers are shit.
They're terrible. They are terrible. But if you are interested in joining Skiddy and I at the MCG next Saturday, 2:15, Richmond versus Gold Coast, we will catch up beforehand for a stubby and something to eat before we head across the G. And then afterwards, we'll catch up at a pub somewhere and have a few more Chartinsies and enjoy the Denzel Frothingtons and whatever else that goes with it. I think Essendon and Brisbane are Saturday night next week. So hopefully I'm blind enough not to remember any of that game by that stage. Thank you for tonight, Skiddy. It's been an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are well aware at home, for those that have joined us each episode this year, we are big. What is it? Charger made in Carlton. No wonder it broke down already.
Shit.
Geez.
Yep, that checks out. Just could not finish the job.
No, it is okay not to be okay, and it's not weak to speak. So if you're struggling at home, please reach out to someone. The most important person in this world, on this earth, is you. So reach out, talk to someone, write your thoughts down, go for a walk, get some fresh air. It is never as bad as it seems. So please reach out if you're not okay, and it is okay not to be okay. Skiddy, I've had a ball. This is our second last preview show for the year. We've got our review show next week, and then we're into our last round, grand final week of AFL Supercoach. before we get stuck into our Brownlow episode. So, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to want to miss our review show Sunday night, 8 p.m, coming to you live here at the Inside Fantasy Sports Network. Skiddy,
Yes, sir.
Horse, we're out. We'll see you then, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.
Bye,